Hi everyone, hope you're all well. In this video I thought that I would do a chatty video to talk about IIH. The reason that I'm doing this video is recently this week I went to my eye appointment, so I wanted to let you know how I got on with that, and also to answer any questions that have been listed in the comments of my previous video. First of all as well, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel so far, and I also want to say a massive thank you to those who have already watched my previous IIH video. If you haven't seen it, I will give a link in the description box below. With that video, it has now hit 2,200 views. It's now had 56 likes and 62 comments, and I cannot believe that it has had that reaction. That is exactly what I wanted from that video. I wanted to let everyone know that they are not alone when they have this condition, and it is a really horrible disease slash illness. I'm not too sure what you would call it, but it is quite debilitating, and I just want to let you know that, you know, we're nearly a year on now and things have changed quite a lot. So first of all, what I want to speak to you about is my recent eye appointment. I went to Moorfields Eye Hospital in London, which is one of the best eye hospitals. Well, it's probably the best eye hospital in the UK. I'm not too sure in Europe, but it's pretty big. And I had my appointment at 6:30 in the evening, so I was like, oh god, got to wait the whole day to go in there. I was quite apprehensive. I haven't been getting any symptoms of IIH apart from the constant whooshing noise in my right ear, which I've had for the past 4 or 5 years, I would say. So I was quite apprehensive. I went in there and saw a really lovely guy who looked in my eyes, and then he said, because it's an evening appointment, there is no one that can take photos of your eyes. He says normally we would need you to come back and make a new appointment. And I was just thinking, I've travelled all the way from Hertfordshire, like this is not great. Like I can appreciate I've waited like probably about 3 months for this appointment anyway. And he said, okay, do you know what, I'll just do your photos now. So we, me and my boyfriend went down into this little dark room, and I was expecting to take eye drops. Every time I've had my photographs of my eyes taken, I've had to have eye drops, which means that I haven't been able to drive my car, and I've had to have someone come with me because they literally just make your vision even worse. I mean, mine is bad anyway, but yeah, so I ended up not actually needing eye drops because they thought that because they had a dark room in itself, they didn't need to dilate my pupils, so they just purely did it based with the lights off, and that was it. So I had my photographs taken of my eyes, and this guy, I mean, if any of you are in the UK watching this now, I highly recommend Moorfields Eye Hospital. He did so many scans of my eyes, different angles. I don't know what he was doing. He was pressing so many buttons, and I was like thinking, oh my god, like why is he taking so many photos? Because he was doing a lot of my left eye, and I was thinking, oh my god, like, why is this taking so long? And he said to me, do you drive? And I was like, yeah. He goes, I think we're going to need to have you booked in for a visual field test. And I thought, oh god. So I've got a visual field test in 3 months. But anyway, so he took photos of my eyes, and after he'd done, he said, everything's normal. There is nothing that suggests to me that you're getting any of the symptoms come back. I've been taking my Diamox 250 milligrams, 1 a day, since my last neurologist appointment. And he said to me, do you know what, you might even be able to stop your medication on acetazolamide. And I just thought, are you serious? Like, I am so pleased that I don't need to take this medication anymore. And previously, I didn't need to take it for about 7 years until last year when it got really bad that I had to go into hospital again. So for me, it's amazing that this has happened, that now it seems like maybe I might not need as much treatment with my IIH. And my next neurologist appointment is next year, March next year. So for me, I'm so relieved. I know that this is not for everyone. I know there's a lot of people that are suffering out there, and believe me, I haven't changed anything at all. If anything, I've probably put on more weight than my last video, which I don't suggest putting on weight. I suggest going to the gym. I just don't haven't gone. So yeah, I strongly suggest exercising. I have been going on for walks, quite long walks, about 5 miles every sort of once a week or so, but that's not like strenuous exercise, and I don't even think probably haven't lost anything. I haven't really weighed myself, so I don't know, but yeah, everything has just been pretty much the same. I don't know why this has happened, considering lots of stuff's been going on in the past couple of months, so I was really expecting it to be like really bad. Even though I wasn't getting any sort of direct symptoms, I was slightly concerned. So yeah, it's really good news. I wanted to answer a couple of questions as well, because I know a lot of people in the comments have asked me what my symptoms have been. When I know that I'm getting bad with my IIH if I start to feel sick. Now, the sickness is normally like every morning, and then it comes and goes. And with the sickness, I then sort of feel, I can't really explain it. It's more like you can't concentrate, and I don't know, it's your eyes just feel a bit funny, and you start seeing like little twinkly bits. No, it's not all the time that I get any sort of eye visual disturbances. Sometimes it might just be that that I'm getting really sick and I have to go home because of it. So that's one of the main symptoms that I get, is to my condition getting worse. A lot of people have mentioned to me about tinnitus. Now, I do have tinnitus in this ear. I think that's how you pronounce it. If it's not, then I apologise. But I have had constant tinnitus in my ear. It's more like a whooshing noise, so it's not a high-pitched noise, but it is a constant whooshing noise. It has disappeared before once I've had a lumbar puncture. So last year when I had a lumbar puncture, it actually went away for 24 hours, and then after that it just came back again, and it hasn't gone since. It's not causing me too much of a disturbance at the moment. I think it's because I've suffered with it for quite a long time. For any of those who are newly diagnosed and do have this noise in their ear, then try not to get anxious, and try to keep positive, because when I first started getting this noise, I felt quite depressed. I wasn't sleeping very well, and that's probably the worst part of it. But for yourself, just remain positive. It does get easier to cope with, although it hasn't gone away, and it probably won't go away. For me, I feel like I'm probably gonna be stuck with this forever. I'm managing it, and it's just something that I've got to live with. And I actually think now, if I didn't have it in my ear, I'd probably miss it not being in my ear, because I'd be thinking, why is it so quiet? So it is bad, and it's not great, but you can power through it and you can do it. So that's my advice for anyone who is watching my video who has that in their ear. Obviously, I know that with IIH it's quite unpredictable, so you don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of months or so. I'm trying to remain positive, and I'm hoping that this is it now for a very long time. I am still on amitriptyline at night time, but I only take that if I get any pain at night. At the moment I haven't been getting many headaches, so I haven't really been taking it a lot. So I only really have it if I get a lot of pain. The reason for that is that it just knocks me out. My neurologist said to cut it in half. I can't remember what milligrams I'm on, but she said to cut it in half and then maybe take half in the evening, so you're not getting the full dosage, which helps slightly, but I don't know, it just doesn't react with my body very well. It really does knock me out. And so I am sleeping alright, so at the moment I'm fine without it, so I'm hoping that will just continue. So yeah, that's really the situation with me at the moment. Let's hope that it stays like this. I really want to be sort of a support and guidance for anyone that does have this condition. That is one of the reasons why I started my YouTube videos in the first place. So if there is anyone that is that does have any like questions for me, then do let me know in the comments section of this video, and I will do a Q&A based on everything that you've asked. Obviously I don't know how many comments I'm going to get, but I will try my best to answer as many questions as possible, because I do feel like with YouTube it's extremely important that there is regular videos talking about IIH. So yeah, let me know in the comments. And then finally, what I want to talk to you is, well, I want to answer some questions that you guys have commented in my previous videos, just so I can sort of maybe give sort of any advice and tips over a video rather than just in the comments. So let's do those now. Okay, so the first comment that I'm going to read out is this one. So this one says, this one's by Matt RC77, and they have put, hey, do you have any other symptoms, stiff neck or lower back pain? When I was really bad with IIH, I just really had quite bad neck pain. I don't tend to get back pain. I have had really stiff neck previously, and when I went to my doctors the first time before I got diagnosed, they said it was bag strain around my neck because I was carrying a really heavy bag, which I wasn't carrying a very heavy bag. They just thought that at the time. So yes, I have had a really stiff neck, and I would probably suggest that if any of you are getting a really stiff neck, to go to your local GP and get it checked out, because it could be a sign that your pressure's building up, but it is best to double check with the doctor. Okay, this one is by someone called Tina Lee. She's put, hi, my daughter is 16 and diagnosed last month. She has already had 2 spinal taps done and is taking Diamox 750 milligrams twice a day. Do you know if there is a support line phone number that I can call to ask questions that I need answers on? This is very stressful and I need answers about symptoms that she's having. If anyone has a support line number, then please let me know ASAP. Thank you. As a mum, first of all, I just want to say I can't imagine what you're going through right now. I know for me, my mum was extremely nervous and concerned for my well-being. So your daughter sounds like she's on a great deal of medication, which on its own anyway, with Diamox, the side effects are awful, even on 250 milligrams, let alone 750. I am more than willing to answer any questions that you might have regarding the condition. As far as I'm aware, there isn't an actual support line for this condition. There's just the IIH website and the IIH Facebook group that I'm aware of. I will also sort of mention the name of the Facebook group as well below, so you can go and check them out. They can basically answer a lot of questions that you might have, so definitely check them out. I can appreciate as well that you are feeling very stressed out about the symptoms that your daughter might be having. If there's if she wants to speak to me, then feel free. I can give you my personal email address if you would like, and I'll be more than happy to go through any questions if she's got them. Like I said, I've been through the worst of it, and now I'm getting through the best part of feeling a lot better. So Tina, if you're watching this, then definitely let me know in the comments and I will give you my email address so you can contact me directly. Okay, so the next comment I'm going to read is by Sarah Leal. She's put, just got diagnosed a couple of days ago, waiting for an appointment with the neurologist this week, slightly freaking out, haha. Had a pressure of 41 at the moment. I don't know if that's on the high side or not, still awaiting on information. Your story is amazing and gives me comfort that I will be able to manage this, thank you. I did reply back to your comment a month ago, but I just wanted to mention as well that you mentioned that you're not too sure whether 41 is high in terms of pressure. That is quite high. I would say that it's extremely high. I mean, I've had a pressure of 41 before and it's been excruciatingly painful, so I would definitely say that is high. You're waiting for an appointment for the neurologist, so I really hope that you've got that, and I hope that you're getting the support in place. I think my opening pressure might have been that when I got diagnosed. I can't remember, but I think my last lumbar puncture was 37 opening pressure, so that's definitely a lot lower than 41. So let me know how you get on, Sarah, and I hope that you are getting the treatment that you need. Okay, I'm actually going to read a comment from another IIH video that I did previously, just because I think this is actually a really good question for people to know about. So someone called T-Fan has commented and said, I've had IIH since 2009, went into remission for a few years, and it's reassuring to see someone in positive spirits going through the same thing. It's a horrible condition to live with, and sometimes the doctors / online support groups can get so negative and make you feel even more hopeless. It's nice to see someone else going about their daily life as best as they can. Makes me feel not as alone. Sinus problems / colds really make my head and eyes act up. 2, is amitriptyline the only drug you take? So amitriptyline is now the only drug that I take. I just want to mention that the sinus problems and cold are a massive factor in this for me. I could be completely normal. I might come up with a cold next week and then all of my symptoms get 10 times worse. So let me know in the comments if any of you have that problem with colds and flus, because I definitely think they affect my condition quite a lot. So yeah, let me know in the comments. I also want to mention that she has put sometimes with the doctors and online support groups can be negative. Sometimes there is a lot of negativity on there. There's sort of 2 sides to those groups. There's the side where you get them where there's a lot of people on there who can offer a lot of advice and support. Sometimes there's negativity. I think it's because everyone's got a different opinion about this condition, and obviously there is no cure for it, so everyone has so many different opinions, and sometimes it can make you feel like it's a bit overwhelming, because someone might be saying this answer to you and then someone might be saying something else. So really, if you panic about what's in these groups, step away from it for a little while and focus on your symptoms and yourself, because you know this condition is horrible, and you don't want to go on the internet and research different stuff about it. That's the last thing you want to do. The more you research, the more you Google, the more frightening it is. So try to sort of take people's comments with their opinions and focus, and make sure that you think about them as they offer their personal experience. So they're what they're going through, they're talking about what's helped for them, they're talking about what hasn't helped for them, which might not necessarily be the same for you. So yes, look at those groups, and yes, take advice, because I know a lot of the time when I've looked at those groups, I thought, oh my god, like that happens to me as well, that's exactly the same for me, I can't believe it. And then I'll be grabbing my mum or my boyfriend, I'll be going, look, this person's got exactly the same thing as me. So sometimes they are really great, and sometimes just try not to worry about them too much, because they can make you feel, oh my god, is this it? Like, is this what I've got to put up with now? Like, so they can be quite negative, but mostly they have helped me a lot. So just be aware of both sides, because I do think that's important, especially with those types of groups. If you feel like there is negativity and sometimes maybe the comments might be making you feel slightly miserable, then just step away from it and don't look at it. So yeah, that's my advice. Someone called Sophie Tobin has put, I have been told that I might have IIH, but I haven't been experiencing any of the symptoms. I'm really worried. Is it serious? Now, I think for everyone that's watching these videos and sees it, when I got diagnosed, like I said in my first video, they said it might be a brain tumour or something else. So yes, it was worrying, and like when someone says to you, like, if you don't get this sorted you're gonna go blind, that's like, oh my god, this is really serious, and it should be taken seriously, because obviously it's your eyes at the end of the day, and that's like, I mean, I can't imagine living without my eyes. So it is serious, but I would try not to focus on the fact that you could become blind, because I think if you overwhelm yourself with like, oh my god, this is so serious, I could be blind, then you panic a lot more, and it makes you feel extremely miserable, because that's how I felt when I first got diagnosed. All I was thinking was that, and when I was telling people that this condition could make me feel blind, they were going, oh my god, that's really awful, and I sort of thought, yeah, it is, and then that would make me feel even worse. So yes, it is serious, and yes, it should be taken seriously, but you know, you may have good days and you may have bad days. You've just got to work through it and do the best as you can. I know there's people out there who can't work, they can't do normal daily life, and you know, that is awful. It is really awful, and I'm trying to maintain a positive attitude and hope that I don't end up suffering that bad. So yes, it should be taken seriously, but really try and get on and focus on your daily life as much as you can, and do stuff that you love. Like if you love doing something, then carry on doing it. Don't let this condition stop you from doing anything different than what you used to, because if you start changing the way that you are and the way that you do stuff, then it's gonna make you feel really low. So yeah, definitely just keep powering through it. We're all in this together, so we'll just fight it and we'll get through it together. Okay, so that's some of the questions answered. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I do hope that it's helped some of you out there that have this condition that just wanted a quick chat. I could chat for England. This video is probably about 25 minutes on its own, and I've just waffled along. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that I've answered some questions about this condition. Like I said, if you want to ask me any questions and I will focus purely on a Q&A video for you, then do let me know in the comment section below and I will answer those questions in a future video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then do give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.